Hi, dear doctors and homeopathy lovers. Welcome to our channel Global Health Helpline. Today we will learn about a homeopathic medicine Ferrum phosphoricum from the book Lectures on Homeopathic Materia Medica by James Tyler Kent. It is the first part of this video. Please see the second part by clicking on the link given in the description box. Please subscribe our channel to be connected with us. Please like and share this video. Let's begin. Ferrum phosphoricum. Great weakness and desire to lie down. Nervous at night. Rheumatic conditions. While it has been used by Chester's followers for the first stage of inflammatory fevers, it is useful in the higher potencies in chronic diseases, and is a deep-acting anti-psoriatic. It could not be less than the ferrum and phosphoric acid that form it. For many years I followed the Chester indications, but by the aid of new provings, homeopathic aggravations, and clinical experience, the present arrangement of symptoms furnishes my guide for this valuable homeopathic remedy. The time of aggravation of some complaints is in the morning, some in afternoon, others come in the evening and night, and after midnight. The patient is sensitive to the open air, and many symptoms are aggravated in open air. The most noticeable features are anemia and chlorosis, like ferrumet. The general physical anxiety is more like phosphoric acid. Lack of vital heat, and aggravation in cold air and from becoming cold. Always taking cold. Congestion of head and organs, with fever and red face. The general weakness is like the low vitality of the physical inheritance. Dropsical conditions. Symptoms worse after eating, from physical exertion. Fainting spells. Cold drinks bring on symptoms. Our food aggravates. Vascular fullness and distension of veins. The hemorrhagic condition is a strong feature, as it is in ferrum, phosphoric acid and phosphorus. The nervousness of hysteria and hypochondriasis is found in this remedy. Illness through the body, especially in congested parts, with aggravation from jar and walking. Complaints from lifting and straining muscles, and from sprains. Many symptoms are worse lying in bed and from rest, and ameliorated by moving slowly about, like ferrumet, but the great lassitude compels him to lie down. Motion that is a real exertion aggravates, but slow motion ameliorates. Numbness of parts and suffering parts. Urging of blood in body and head. Twitching, tearing pains. Tearing downwards. False plethora. Strong pulsation over body and in head. Strong, full, frequent pulse, generally oversensitive and sensitive to pain. Standing aggravates many complaints. Trembling limbs. All combine to give us a remedy broad and deep acting. Mind. This remedy has marked anger, even to violence, producing weakness, headache, trembling, sweat, and other nervous manifestations. Anxiety at night, as if he had done a great wrong to somebody, after eating, with apprehensiveness, during fever, about the future, hypochondriacal. Cheerful, talkative and hilarious, unnatural excitement, mingled with sadness. This remedy has been used in delirium tremens. Aversion to company and feels better when alone. He is unable to concentrate the mind, or reflect ordinary questions, cannot study. Confusion of mind when trying to think, in the morning, in the evening, after eating, ameliorated by washing the face in cold water. He is dissatisfied with everything he possesses, and with his surroundings. Very excitable in the evening. The fullness in his head makes him fear apoplexy. Fear of going into a crowd, or death, that some evil will come to him, of misfortune, of people. Forgetful. It is an excellent remedy for hysterical girls, when other symptoms agree. His ideas are abundant, and there is unusual clearness of mind, like coffee. Again, extreme indifference to all pleasure and exciting events. Aversion to work. It might well be thought of for puerperal mania from the note, O's eat up their young. It has plenty of cerebral hyperemia, then why not madness? Irritability. Alternating moods. Morose. Obstinate. Restlessness at night in bed, tossing about much during fever. Adness in the evening before menses. Extremely sensitive to noise. Stupefaction. Indisposed to talk. Aversion to thinking. Weeping. Aversion to mental work. Vertigo. Vertigo in afternoon from hyperemia of brain, during chill, on closing the eyes, tendency to fall forwards, during headache, as if intoxicated, looking downwards, during menses, with nausea, on rising up, on rising from bed. Staggering when walking, with vanishing of sight. Insatiation as if the head were pushed forward while walking. The head feels cold and the vertex is sensitive to cold air. Hyperemia of the brain. Constriction of the scalp. Empty sensation in the head, during menses. Insatiation of fullness in the head. The hair falls out. The head feels very hot. Flushes of heat, and red face. Heat in head, in vertex, during menses. The head feels heavy during menses. Weight in forehead and occiput. Itching of the scalp. Headache, in morning in bed, in afternoon, in evening. Cold air ameliorates the general headaches. Ascending steps aggravates. Blinding headache, catarrhal headaches. Headache during chill, aggravated, on closing the eyes, cold applications ameliorate, with coryza, aggravation on coughing, after eating, excitement. Headache during menses, worse from light and noise. Hammering headaches. Headache, aggravated from a jar. He is compelled to lie down, lying ameliorates. Headache during menses, on motion, and on moving the head, noise. Paroxysmal pains. Pressure ameliorates. Pulsating pains. Riding in a carriage aggravates. Eating, stooping, walking. Wrapping up the head brings on or aggravates the headache. Pulsating in head and temples, worse on right side. Headache with hot, red face and vomiting food. Avray frontal headache with epistaxis, which ameliorates. Predominance of suffering on right side of forehead, aggravated in the morning on waking, evening, ameliorated in open air, aggravated on coughing. Pain above the eyes. Pain in the occiput, on coughing, jarring, during menses. Pain in sides of head and temples, in vertex. Pain in vertex during profuse menses. Boring pain in temples. Bursting pain in head. Pressing pain in whole head, pressing outward, forehead, in frontal eminence, temples, vertex like a stone. Onus of the scalp, of occiput, vertex. Stitching pains in head, in forehead, over eyes occiput extending to forehead, on stooping, sides of head, temples, vertex. Tearing pains in head. General pulsation in head, aggravated by motion, and stooping, strong in forehead, in occiput on coughing, in temples, in vertex. Hawks in the head. Eyes. Discharge of mucus from the eyes. Conjunctivitis with photophobia. Cannot see on stooping. Blood vessels enlarged lacrimation. Half open lids. Pain in eyes, aching, burning, sand itching. Insation of protrusion. Redness of conjunctiva, of balls and lids. Uncanny swollen lids, sclerotics jaundiced. Vanishing of sight as from fainting. Ears. Purulent discharge from the ear. Itching in ear. Noises in the ear, roaring, buzzing, humming, ringing and singing. catarrh of eustachian tubes, inflammatory pains in the ear otitis media, pain deep in the ear, drawing itching, pain and swelling of the parotid glands, sensitive to noise, impaired hearing. Nose, catarrh of nose, coryza, discharge bloody, crusts form in the nose, discharge excoriating, purulent. When this remedy has been given on the biochemical theory in the low potencies, its use has been limited to the acute stage of coryza, but when used homeopathically, this limitation does not hold good. Who would think of limiting ferrum met or phosphoric acid or phosphorus to the acute or first stage of an acute disease? Epistaxis with coryza, during fever or headache when the head is hot, and full epistaxis in the morning, on blowing the nose, with cough, sneezing. Face, chlorotic face, dark circles under the eyes, earthy, pale, sallow face, pale lips, red face alternating with paleness, circumscribed redness of cheeks, red during fever, during headache, yellow liver spots, dryness of lips, heat of face, flushes, while sitting, with toothache, with pains, Hippocratic face, inflammation of the parotid, pain in face, from inflammation of teeth, neuralgia, ameliorated by cold applications, aggravated by motion, pulsating pains, itching, perspiration of face, unken face. Thanks for watching full video. Press the red subscribe button and then bell icon to get the latest updates.